Tencent just dropped HY3 and they've open sourced the entire thing, the model and everything around it in a GitHub repo. And in today's video, we're going to test it against a real SaaS. We're going to redesign my landing page. We're going to ship a real feature from our Kanban board. We're going to see if it can find and fix bugs. We're going to find out if it can grow my SaaS, and then we'll have a bonus test to see what it can actually build on its own. And quick heads up, Tencent are sponsoring this video, but you know what we'll like on the channel here? We're going to give it an honest review with a live demo on our real SaaS. So over on OpenRouter, this is where we're going to be using it today. Basically, OpenRouter is a place for a bunch of AI models. You can use any of them. And here we have HY3. It's completely free for like the next week, so get on that now. Now today we're going to be using OpenRouter, and we're going to be using it through Cline and VS Code. Now Cline is just another way of using AI models inside of VS Code. It's kind of like a harness, right? So we have Cline here. And to use Cline, literally all you have to do is go to your settings here once you've installed the extension, OpenRouter as a provider, then you give it your API key. I'll show you how to get that in a second, and then you can change the models. So here there's a bunch of different models. If I close that out, you can see you get literally all of them, right? And we're going to go with HY3 free version. Boom, we can change how many tokens we're thinking. Let's just do max, click done. And to get your OpenRouter API key, head on over to OpenRouter, workspaces, and it's the first one here, API keys. You can click create new. Then call it what you want, and then click create, and boom, that way you're ready to go. And this is going to be, of course, completely free. So now we're going to be testing HY3 on my real SaaS here that has paying customers, it has daily signups, etc. But the problem with currently is the landing page is awful. One of these like tiny little open models I was using, and it messed around and merged to main, so we need to fix it. So we're going to be relying on HY3 to fix that here. So I'm going to say redesign my landing page into a modern high converting SaaS landing page, a bold hero, blah blah blah, right? So what we can do first is we can click on plan, and then we can send that in. And so now it'll go and plan what it's going to do, and we'll report back and see how long it's going to take, how many tokens it's going to take, and if it looks any good. Right, so here's a result. On the left hand side, we have Scripty, the real SaaS. On the right hand side, we have HY3. So first thing to notice, the background is slightly different. It's a little bit more coloured, which is good. They've changed the colour here to be more accented rather than full red. It's such a nice touch. And I guess I want to start by saying also that it's not turned into vibe coded slop, and I think that's honestly an absolute win, because normally if you've seen any of other comparison videos like Sol, the new ChatGPT model, created pure slop when I gave it the same thing, the same prompt, couldn't find the word there. If we scroll down after the hero, see it's added this trusted by working creator teams, which I think is pretty cool, man. The videos package, the rating, etc. We just have to, you know, amend these to be accurate, fully accurate, or double check the numbers, basically is what I mean. But I like that. It's such a nice touch. Another nice touch, I think, is if we scroll down a little bit, it's added these stars, which is just such a nice slick touch that breaks it up, but also attracts your eyes to the fact that it's a 5-star product. If we scroll down a bit further, it doesn't look like this in vertical. We'll have a look at vertical in a minute, because it's like half size. It looks slightly different. But everything else here, you know, just looks the same. But one other thing they've changed here too is that it actually has, between the how it works and the hero, it's added everything you need to go from idea to upload, which I think is a cool touch as well. It's added in find the gap, writes like you. So it's got these like highlighted points for people who are just landed on the site, versus here it doesn't. And I like that it's a little bit interactive too. That's such a nice touch. So this here does look a little bit vibe coded, but I'm not going to lie, it's added just such nice slick touches. Like this here, then this like interactivity on the site, and the 5 stars, even just little things like that, they just make it look a lot better in the accent. So honestly, I'm going to say this might be one of the best design models that I've had for a landing page ever. You know, it's not done a full redesign, but I never asked for that. Just, you know, change it up a bit, and I think it looks, yeah, so much better. Let me know what you think in the comments below, but I'm actually so impressed with these little just like finishing touches that it's made without having to vibe slop it. So for our second test here, what I want to see is, can it actually code up a real feature? So I'm first going to say check the Kanban board and see which feature has the highest ROI, and I'll send that in. and it can plan that. So the way that we generally work here with our code is that we have this kanban.md file. That was so fast there. Kanban here, and basically it has all of the tasks that I'll just brain dump into whatever AI I'm using. And so we're going to let it go and have a look there and see which feature really will be the best improvement to the site. So we're going to get here first its judgment, and secondly its implementation. So first its judgment here. It's creating a plan. Read here the direct answer, record customer video testimonial. We can't really do that. So luckily actually for us, it has then given us some other ideas too, which is good. So the recommendation is here, but the highest code feature to build next is scripted agent for strategic mode. You know, something that's interesting here is for Claude, honestly, whenever I do this kind of stuff, it's always like, go and record the video. And I'm like, no, you need code. And it'll be like, stop changing your mind and just go record the video. So it's interesting that it's found that it has the code here, which I know sounds simple, but even the frontier models mess this up all the time. So highest ROI code feature to build next, scripted agent or auto competitor finder. All right, let's look into simple high ROI code changes further. So we'll go see if it can give me a couple of other ideas, because I feel that these will be a bit intense for us to do just for a little demo, like make an entire AI agent that leverages everything under the hood. So we can see that it's already looking through different files here so that it can actually understand what do I mean by simple changes, because it will be able to go into the Kanban and then have to look deeper. So there we go. I'm actually so impressed so far with how fast this is. Based on the board and the code I've reviewed, here are the simplest ones. So smallest effort, biggest perceived value. So trending thumbnails in the tracker. 2 research, 3 historical data. Right, so let's just go with the first one, trending thumbnails in the tracker. Okay, we'll do this here. We'll click on act. So cool, yeah, we'll go with this one here. Send that. We'll change this to act. So yeah, I agree with that here. So let's go with number 1. Let's go with number 1. And then actually, make sure we're on act. Send that in, and boom. It will go now and implement this. So we'll see how it gets on, how many tokens it's taken and used up. And I'll see you in a sec. So we're done here. I've gone back and forth a little bit. It did the original thing in like 120,000 tokens. And again, in like less than 5 minutes. But then it's been struggling back and forth to tell me what's happened. But I think this is a Cline issue, because I've had to restart Cline a few times. I asked it to do a side-by-side of what it's going to look like, or what it does. So just before I show you it on the actual site, because it's a bit messy because it's so condensed on the screen, this is the before and after that it's implemented. So on the left, it used to just show you like titles, and on the right, it now shows you these different thumbnails, which is a much better way when you're looking at these rising YouTube topics. So if there's a new topic like HY3, you don't want to just see the titles, you want to see the whole package as if it was a YouTube video, because you're writing YouTube scripts. Anyway, we can see on the left hand side, this is scripty. Under, say, rising topics, you have these topics, and normally you click on them and then you get these here, right? So they're trending topics, and you can see the video titles but not the thumbnail. Whereas now, the way that it's modified it, under rising topics, we can select one like tools, and then here you have these thumbnails pop up. Now the overlay is actually not on top of here, but that problem actually wasn't introduced by HY3. It already exists here from the last time I created this with a frontier model, which is interesting. So for our third test here, I want to see if it can find and fix bugs. So I want it to find and fix a bug and report to me as if I'm semi-technical, because I don't like it when they go super deep. And so we'll just send that in straight as act and see how we can go from here. I'm actually so impressed with how fast this is going. It's crazy. Anyway, let's see what it can find. It's already understanding that it should look at the Kanban first to see what we've already documented, which is really good. But yeah, so far what I'm seeing is that it seems to be faster than Claude Opus, which is amazing, because I hate having to wait. One of the problems I always have right now with vibe coding is that I start something to vibe code and then I don't get any details about how it's working. I just have to then leave it for like 20 minutes. It drives me crazy, man. Jeez, oh, that was fast, man. It took like 2 minutes or less. It's only used 40,000 of the context here. So the bug that it found and fixed, let's see. So the symptom was running the backend test suite. One test was failing. So what was actually wrong? The production code queries your database through Superbase's chained query builder. Test that checks this code had a fake database that only knew how to respond something. It literally had a fake test. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. The fix, I added the missing EQ method to fake database. It's now ready to go. It's then verified it with the full suite. That's crazy. Literally, this is something, again, that's been completely missed by all of these frontier models. But then suddenly I'm like, find and fix a bug, and it finds a fake test that's been written. That's actually pretty good, man. And again, this is the thing I'm saying with these like open weight models. Look at how cheap this is, just to go and fix and find stuff like this. And it's so fast, which honestly is just amazing for me. Because I've been trying to like live stream recently, building my SaaS, and doing it with Opus or something Sol 5.6. You spend like 20 minutes just looking at the screen being like, have you found anything yet? Whereas this is, it's rapid. I'm really impressed so far. So we're going to select on plan here, and we want to ask it something kind of non-technical to see how does it work as part of the entire team, this solopreneur team, as opposed to just a coding agent. So act as my growth engineer, give me 5 concrete product specific ways to monetize or grow this product. So we'll send that in and see what it can come back with here, because it'll be interesting to see how this model, this mixture of experts model, copes with this, because it's not just a coding model, you know. I don't know what's happening here. It keeps breaking out like the HTML. There's something that's failing repeatedly, and it can't seem to get by it or figure out what the error is. Again, I'm thinking honestly it could be Cline here again. But in any case, we have the result, and here it is here as a HTML file, because I've just copy and pasted it in. So 5 ways to grow and monetize Scripty. So we have 5 here. Free tool to trial bridge with email capture and instant credit. Boom, 100%. Because we have some free tools, but we don't have a trial, so that would be interesting. Email capture, we do really need to start sending out emails for sure. Number 2, activation fix. Drive the first package done, aha. Again, man, this is actually really interesting because we don't have lifecycle emails fully implemented at the moment, so it knows that and it's suggesting that. And first package done, aha, from data that we've already looked at, because I've already been looking obviously into this as my SaaS. We've been looking at the data and finding that people are not getting their first aha moment. They're just kind of skipping it or never really going to it. So they never get that first aha. So it's interesting they've found that. Creator referral. Via existing, yeah, we already have an affiliate link, but we don't really push it. So again, boom. Channel tracker as a free re-engagement on top of funnel wedge. This was kind of my idea, but I just didn't know how to really. An annual plan push at credit exhaustion. That's genius. I'm actually so impressed with this, with these ideas, because these are real ideas that I'd had in my mind as well. And the thing is I'm not expecting it to come up with some brand new fantastical idea. It's all just like figuring out which business models and marketing models actually apply to our business, and I think are amazing. I'm really impressed with what it's come up with here, mainly because it basically has matched fully what I want to do. And that's the thing, I want a model that's on the same wavelength as me. And it was fast, it was absolutely rapid and super token cheap. So the final thing I want to test out here is this. Just build a self-contained 3D scene just to see how it gets on for like creating its own graphics, something just a bit experimental. So let's see how it does. Look at how fast this is coming in. This is crazy. Look, recently I've been trying to use ChatGPT's models, and see when you watch it write out the code, it is so slow, it's nuts. Like you're watching it type like this, legitimately, whereas here it's like line at a time, bam, bam, bam. I mean, it's nuts. So let's see what it looks like. Whoa, that was rapid. Oh my gosh, it's over here. Let's see, like, drag to orbit. Look at that, man, that's crazy. It literally has like, oh my gosh, that's crazy, like a live view for where it's daytime and where it's not. That's so good. And the actual map itself, let's see, how much does it look like the real world? So where is this right now? Probably America. The map, the land looks a bit dodgy. Let me auto spin. Clouds. No clouds. Right, we'll go no clouds. Let's have a look. So is this Britain? I'm assuming this is... Yeah. And this is Europe. And then this would be like Africa or something. Greenland, North America. So I mean, it has... I understand what it's trying to do. The layout's a bit weird. Yeah, that's so impressive. Oh, you can scroll to zoom. Hey, that's cool, man. And it's got the ice caps as well. The map's a bit dodgy, but the speed at which it was able to prototype this is absolutely unbelievable. Like, if you want to prototype something, this is the go-to mod all day. Like 27,000 context here used up, and it all come up in like 2 minutes, something like that. Absolutely rapid, man. I am super impressed. And that's Tencent HY3. Honestly, I'm so impressed. To have a landing page and just tweak it to give it that professional feel, to be able to actually implement things from my Kanban board easily. And it's just so fast and can even think outside of just coding into vibe marketing as well, which is where things are going. So instead of wasting your money like $200 a month on a subscription, instead you can just use something like Tencent completely locally, or using an API at like, I don't know, 2% of the cost. It's crazy, man. So these open weight models are getting crazier, and honestly, they're 100% worth trying out. So thanks for watching. Thanks again to Tencent for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you in the next one.